Hey everyone, thanks for watching another Less Action, More Figures video. Today I'm back with another Dragon Ball Banpresto figure review. I told you in my weekly update that I'd be reviewing this one this week, and I stuck to my promise despite it being a kind of busy schedule around the holidays. So today I'm going to be reviewing the Super Saiyan Bardock figure. So I mentioned again in my weekly update that I was debating keeping this one, kind of going back and forth on it. Took the plunge, decided, you know what, I want a Bardock in my collection, so I might as well get this one, considering the others can be hard to find, and wanted to review it for you all, so I picked it up. So you can see the box here, back here. So this actually one, this one actually doesn't belong to a collection that I'm aware of. I think it's just a solo figure, so you kind of give you an idea of the box, so you know if you see it in the store. So yeah, it doesn't belong to a collection. Again, I like it because it's Bardock, so I picked it up solely because of that. But I want to give you my full impressions, tell you whether I think it's worth a purchase or not, and yeah, tell you what I like and dislike about it. So, you know, without any delay, let's get down to reviewing this figure. Alright everyone, let's review this Bardock figure, Super Saiyan Bardock figure, that I picked up recently. Let's go through some of the things I like first. I like to keep it on the positive side. So, the figure overall is built quite well. I'm going to bring it close to you so you can kind of see him. I think the facial animation is done quite well. It's a good look. He looks like Bardock. I like the little scratch on his face, which his character has. It matches quite well. The hair shading, you can see it in the video, I think, a little bit. It's kind of like a more orangey gold here, and then it goes more yellow as you go up to the tips. And then it does so on the second layer. I do like it, get some depth to the hair. The hair is not like metallic-y like some of the figures. It's more matte, but I don't mind it. Do like the bandana. It kind of goes through his hair, kind of stops there and kind of reconnects there, but it kind of gives a cool effect. I dig that a lot. The figure, the shading is done quite well. You can see it's quite aggressive shading here. Quite aggressive here as well in here. So overall, they did a good job with the sculpt, making it look like the character has depth. His armor, his shield, is quite nice. There is some, glue issues around here. I think these are two separate pieces. These are disconnected, so they glued it together. I think it can kind of look a little janky, but overall, I really don't mind. The legs look good. Obviously, no kind of battle damage, so it's pretty normal there. And then obviously the sleeves over his legs, nice shading, nice things done as well. On the back, you can see he is pale. There is no shading, as is the norm. And I'm going to stop commenting on that because just expect that these figures probably don't have shading around the back. His tail wraps around, again, cool effect. His armor, is nice. The figure is, it's hefty, it's strong. It's not certainly the biggest figure, but I think overall it's kind of cool. Here, I'll plop him down here, and so you can get an idea of the measurement. So he is about 7.5 inches. If you want to get right to the tip of his hair. So yeah, not huge, decent sized figure. Let's talk about some of the things that I'm meh about. I don't hate and I don't really dislike either. The pose is kind of, the pose when you look at it like this, you're probably like, hey Kevin, this is kind of a terrible pose for a figure. And I kind of agree with you. I'm pretty much, maybe just a little above level on this character. If you put him like this, it's a lot better, right? Like you see his face, his arms, it's a really cool pose there. It's just, it can kind of look weird in certain directions. I think this is a guy that probably has to be on a higher shelf, so you can kind of look up at him. If you have this guy on a lower shelf, like many of these Dragon Ball figures, you're probably going to, be a little disappointed. He probably doesn't look too good like that. So I wouldn't necessarily recommend that. One thing, actually there's a couple things that I want to point out that I didn't really like. So first of all, this hand. So this hand, you're probably thinking, hey Kevin, it looks pretty normal now. It's got 4 fingers and a thumb. That's what most people's hands have. One thing I want to say is when I got this in the box and I opened up the box, these fingers were in a really weird orientation. Like it was kind of it didn't look like a hand. It looked kind of odd. And when I went online, I read that a lot of other people had this issue, so I'm not sure if it was actually an issue with the box or if it was just a figure that had a weird, pointed fingers. But, I ended up just taking a hairdryer to this, which, warmed these fingers up quite well, made them bendable. I bended them, let them cool down, and after doing that a few times, again and again and again, eventually I get the figures to kind of be in a shape where I think, it looks realistic, it looks normal. So, that's got to be kind of a negative, especially if it's, common across, these figures. If it was just a one-off for me, maybe I have bad luck, then obviously I'm wrong there, but other people have had this issue, so it's probably a little bit more widespread. So keep that in mind, but don't worry if you have this figure and you have that problem. Hairdryer works great, as do probably other things. I just like hairdryer because you can control it. Another thing I don't really like about this figure is, even though it has a small base, which is nothing, it does have this, again, most of these figures that don't have bases, obviously they need some help standing up, and my man Bardock is no different. He's kind of a little wobbly, but you can see he has this. I just don't like the boot they use for this one. I wish maybe they could have put on this back foot. I don't know. It's quite large, and it's like his foot kind of angles into it. Some of the other figures I have, when they have these boots, they just don't seem as in your face, but this one does, and the color also matches his pants, which kind of makes it feel bigger than it is. I just really dislike this. And a big reason why I almost didn't buy this figure was actually because it had this, little attachment. And I thought for a while, I'm like, man, I really just don't like that. Now, fortunately, I have a solution, and everyone has a solution out there if you really want to. I went ahead and I bought some knead rubber. This is what this package is called. I actually call this sticky tack. That's what it was in school, and it was like blue. But I found this stuff this white stuff at my local retailer. You could probably find this anywhere. You could probably buy it on Amazon. I actually just took 2 pieces of this and put each on the bottom of his feet, and that keeps him standing. And actually, that's kind of a tip for a lot of these figures, is you can use this stuff to keep them standing if you want to take the bases away. Granted, if you bump the table or if you hit him, he's probably going to fall over in that circumstance. But where I have my figures, I'm not really worried about that. So this works really good, and it allowed me to love this figure and take off this piece. And now, just so you can get an idea what it looks like without it, I'll take it off. Right? So much better. His foot looks free. So, if you like me and you hate these little mount things, I think you should use some sticky tack. I will get him stuck in there again, like that. Cool. So you can compare him to the box. I'll bring the box in here. Put away the sticky tack. So overall, I like this figure. Especially once I got rid of the stand, I like it, and once I fixed his hand, I like it. I do think Bardock is a cool character. He's Goku's dad, so of course he's pretty cool. I've never been a fan of his color combination. It's kind of Christmassy with the red, green. I don't know. Never been a big fan of that, but he's a cool character. I thought I should have him, so I picked him up. And this is a Super Saiyan version of him. So, like I said, this figure doesn't seem to belong to any series. So if you see him, you can probably pick him up at GameStop, EB Games, online. It's a new figure, so it's probably pretty easy to find these days. So I would recommend, if you're interested, to pick him up now. Other than that, if you have any other questions, I'm certainly willing to answer them for you. And just post them in the comments below. And hopefully you like this video. Give me a thumbs up. And if you want to see more Dragon Ball figure reviews, you know how to find out about them. Just click the subscribe button wherever it is on this video. So thanks for watching. Have a great weekend. Peace.